Good morning. This is Grateful Ed. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It is a great day to be here and a great day to make a video. I want to talk today a little bit about this gang stalking and how it is a real thing and, some of the things you need to look out for. So, first of all, I want to say hello and thank you to everybody. Uh, a big special thanks to the people who have given me the benefit of the doubt when it comes to listening to my side of the story and trying to bring some balance into an unbalanced situation in my hometown and with my family. Uh, I want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. This is not about me, but there have been, false narratives and slander, bullshit, lies have been going on for way too long. And it's high time that the truth come out about a lot of these things. So for all those people who have stood up and have known that this is the time to break those generational curses, I salute you. It's not easy, but it's the right thing to do, and you feel that in your gut. The other thing is, if there has been out of balance within your family, maybe somebody that couldn't speak up for themselves, traumatized or taken advantage of, ripped off, by these gangs and these secret societies, and you stood up to do something about it, no matter what the price you pay to do that is. I'm saying that's a very important thing. So you should feel good about it inside with yourself. So these gang stalking is real. It is it's a real thing, and it's part of an overarching plan in order to for whatever reason, if someone is targeted, then there are groups and gangs and cronies and people that have come after you using their resources and the technology and their manpower in order to how can I say it, to keep you from success in life. Okay, it's a real deal, especially your inner circle. If you've got a feeling, okay, then you got to recognize and stand up to the fact that your family and close friends, they've been running game on you for decades, however old you are. Okay, like I say, I'm blessed. I'm very, very. I'm in a unique situation. Okay, but we're all in the same situation when it comes to being under this matrix. Your your friends, your family, the community, these secret societies, local government, state government, anyone involved in that with the federal government when it comes to the directed energy weapons that have been used. They will use it against you. Okay, it's very important to recognize it. Excuse me. It's very important to recognize it and to combat it. Combat it with your integrity, combat it with your willpower, combat it with your voice. Okay? Disassociate from these people. You don't need that shit. Part of their goal is to discredit you, slander you, make you feel bad, make you feel like the outsider. They want to do their best to attack you and then isolate you so you feel that you're the outsider. Something is wrong with you, okay, and that you're not part of this group. So because you're not part of this group, something's wrong. That you can have that circular argument play in your mind if you don't know better, okay, or if you can't rise above the attacks that are taking place at the time. And like I say, the gang stalking, lots of gaslighting, planting cameras in your house, uh, hacking, videotaping you, manipulation of bank records, manipulation of any kind of record because they have access to a lot of government entities. Okay, keep in mind about that. Okay, the slander and just the list goes on. But know within yourself that you are much better than what they're trying to portray you to be within the community or within the society on their social media thing. Okay. find your inner strength, find your grounding, find your peace, find your higher power. I believe in God, and I grew up with a core belief that good overcomes evil in the end. Okay, so these things are very important for you to stand up and speak your mind and keep your integrity and balance intact. Okay, don't fall for these. Don't fall for these wicked plans and setups. So when it comes to wicked, I was I was under heavy attack there for a while. Uh, I was involved with I was being drugged at the same time. Drugged, the cameras, the gang stalking, very very heavy in the beginning. I was in outpatient treatment at the Veterans Administration in Dayton, and gang stalked every day on the ride up there and the ride back. Okay, or I should say gaslit. So during that time, I decided to give going to church a try. Okay, so the first time I went to church was very interesting, very very interesting, for a couple reasons. Number one, the preacher looked pretty familiar to me. Okay, and number two, the sermon was set up in a way to where it was a little too close to home to part of my story, part of that story that was shared, that was, it's not something that you're really proud about, but it's things that you have to come to terms with. Okay, and that's about being with a prostitute. Okay, and basically being married to someone who has prostituted themselves out. So it's not something that I'm proud of, but since it's out there in the public domain, here we go. Okay. Thing about it is, during the middle of this sermon, it was almost choreographed to where when they talked about the prostitution and being married to a prostitute, how can I say that? The ladies in there, they chimed in and they were just aghast that these things could happen. When in fact, I think the whole thing was choreographed. Okay. The other thing is, if you broke off into a group, okay, if you broke off into a group, it was almost as though, how can I say it? There was no feeling or empathy or trying to connect with you on a personal level. Okay. The thing about this church is they were big on the, I may butcher this, whatever it's called, is when you donate 10% or you're designated to give a certain percentage of your income to the church automatically. Okay. So I believe they were more interested in that. So that begs the question for me. What is that all about? Even though, okay, here's my point. And I don't know, but this is my opinion. Even though it's going to go to help some people, okay, are you really anteing up to buy in to be part of this matrix, or to open doors for your businesses to succeed, to introduce you to people with influence who can help you out? Or are you paying protection money, okay, so you don't get hacked and you don't get gang stalked and you don't get gaslit like the targeted individual? In other words, ante up and pay up, or you're gang stalked and targeted, and you become, if you're not on the list, then you can be on the list real easy. The other thing about this church, even though they may do a lot of good, there are a lot of trips down to Haiti. Begs the question, what's going on? There's been a lot of, revelations, if you will, about really what's going on down there with President Bush and President Clinton from the beginning after the earthquake. So that's what I got to say about that church. I went back there one other time, okay, and it's just more gaslight, and there's never a comfortable feeling in there. It was more, like I say, it's more like a cult, to be quite honest. I tried another church, it was closer to the house, and that didn't work out very well either. But anyway, nothing against churches. I want to make it clear about that. I want to share my experiences during a time where I was under attack in order to make a point about the gang stalking and the gaslighting, and how, if you've been blacklisted, these things can happen to you. Okay? I want to make that clear. Um, early on in President Trump's uh, 2017, after he was elected, I was in Los Angeles, and I was uh, I was visiting somewhere to try to get some health products. I'm not going to name any names, but anyway, the first thing out of the original conversation was, "Do you think they'll impeach Trump?" Okay, so my man, he hadn't been in there but a few months. I'd have to look and see, but he was fresh. So I gotta say, number one, they're spying on your campaign before you even run, and number two, the narrative's already out there. Hey, we want to impeach this guy. When, in my opinion, I told her, I said, there ain't no way that's gonna happen. Well, they tried and they tried and they tried, but it was enough slander on the name, okay, in order to do some harm, but not, okay. In the official record books, it's not a real impeachment because the Senate didn't approve it. And the other thing is, it was just part of the narrative, I guess, if you will, from the beginning to keep Trump out of office. So, anyway, I want to make a point, what it says about your character. If you spend all your time trying to belittle and bring someone else down, okay, what does that say about your soul and what you're about? As how can I say it? For a higher purpose, uh, your soul, stalk and plot and scheme. Is that all you can do? Couldn't you find something better else to do with your talents and with your time and with your money? Obviously, the question is no. If it becomes an obsession and that's all you become. I say it's people with too much money and too much time on their hands in a lot of cases. Okay, but it's much deeper than that. So, if your goal is to keep happiness and success from another person, I would hope you would find it in your time of day, to reevaluate your priorities and try to find something better to do. Okay. And again, I want to talk about the scammer mentality. What's in it for me? Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to, live a good life. I believe that, we all have. I believe there's enough blessings in the world for everyone, not only to survive, but to thrive. Okay, and yeah, I've taken some hits for that kind of mentality or that kind of vision or whatever, but I believe it to be the truth. Okay, so, again, to retool that scammer philosophy, if you grew up a scammer and that's all I'm saying that these things, they really will catch up with you in the end. They really, really will. And there's no two ways about it. I can't say exactly how, I can't say exactly when, but I do believe that to be the case, okay? And I'm accepting the fact, okay, that it's meant to be, that I've been sold out by my family. And a lot of things have been said about me that probably half truth, lies, and innuendo, from not being part of that society. But I do have to say that if you're involved in, from the beginning, perhaps your parents groomed you or taught you that way, that we are the chosen ones or we are a higher part of society and you need to exclude certain people because they're whatever. I don't know. They're retarded, they're fat, they're ugly, they're this, they're that, they're no good, they don't rise to your level. Um, it is time to break down those societies, you know. It's time to break out those secret societies. It's outdated, excuse me, outdated, antiquated ways of thinking. Okay. And I'm just saying, as the time goes on, and you know, this is a time in life that none of us have ever experienced before. But you know, I do believe it's time to make those changes. And I salute the people who have, you know, turned the corner and have done something about that, about backing off. Hey, do I really need this in my life? And, you know, like I say, found something better to do. So, you know, before I go, let me remind us of, excuse me, let me remind the Stubbs crime family and all the cronies, okay, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at identity theft, we're looking at bank fraud, we're looking at insurance fraud, big one right there. We're looking at poisoning is attempted murder. There's been more than one attempt, okay. Directed energy weapons, okay. Like I say, targeted justice, we're calling out to bring out that list of targeted individuals, because personally, I would love to see the list of the people who have actually been paid in order to do the gang stalking and gaslighting. That would be very, very interesting to me. Illegal surveillance within the house and around the house, you know, there's no secret. It's all out there. Okay. Mortgage theft, there's something up with those mortgages. You know, them boys and girls is up to something. And it's going to come out sooner rather than later. You know, time is going by really quick. Now, the hackers, the hacking, I know it's going on a local level, and it's probably going on to a higher level as far as the expertise and the theft involved in that. I understand that and I accept that. And it's also time for restitution. The other thing is, I want to talk about the gang stalk. Anybody in my neighborhood who's ever seen that amount of traffic come around our circle and not said anything, you're either part of it or maybe you're too scared to speak up. But I say around the circle, there was a lot of them involved. That's all I gotta say about that. VA medical fraud, the things that have gone on there, along with the psychological operation. And the last time I was there, it was pretty pathetic, you know. Whoever that lady was, I didn't catch her name. It was very pathetic. And then also, you know, I've been exposed to what happens with the fake marriages. And it never ends well, okay, especially when the truth comes out. So, gang stalking is real. If you've been targeted, don't fall for it. Realize that is everyone is vulnerable, whether you're inner city or whether you're in the suburbs, whether you're up on the hill, they'll turn on your ass. So find it within your heart, find it within yourself to combat that and keep your peace and keep your integrity. Don't let them steal that. I want to thank you very much. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless America. Keep on keeping on.